Writer Director of Backshake Willie. I think the idea for this film started a while ago, 4 or 5 years ago, so it's kind of too complicated to bore you, but probably I went into detail about it. But it's a mix of my own personal life and just an idea for a writing workshop I used to have. Yeah.
I'm the producer of Blackbird and co-producer with Caitlin of Robert Jr. And this project was very much Caitlin's inspiration, so I'm going to let her talk about how she came up with it.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Ward. I'm the writer and director of Blackbird and co-producer of Robert Jr. The idea from Blackbird came from my experience in this department.
I'm Thomas Raker. I was the director of Robert Jr. And I wrote like a log line for that film in my phone like 2 years ago, and I was trying to come up with an idea for thesis, and I found it. So. I don't remember how I came.
Clap with the microphone. Amber alert. My name is Brandon Rendon Torres. I'm the writer and director of June 24th. I found a play that a friend of mine wrote, and it was pretty good. I thought I liked it, and adapted it into a movie and wanted to make it. Asked them for the rights, got it. This is what came out.
I'm Jackson Demir. I wrote and directed As Far Back, and I got that idea from a discussion that my dad and I had after I watched Goodfellas for the first time.
I'm James Preston Poole, and I'm the producer of As Far Back, and that one was all Jackson.
I'm Joanna Wu, the producer for Alina.
I'm Maria Forsyth. I'm the director of Alina. The idea for this story actually came from my mom, who is a professional ballerina. And I just remember like growing up hearing the stories of what she went through for the sake of art, and I wanted to tell the story of what women go through every day in order to express themselves creatively in whatever field they're in. So.
I'm Catherine Vera. I'm producer of Origin, and David came to me with this idea like a year ago, so.
Yeah, so I'm typically a cinematographer. I'm David Perel. I'm the director of Origin. I'm typically a cinematographer, so I like to think of cool shots, and I'm a huge fan of sci-fi, and I just thought of the first few winning shots and kind of had to write a story around it, so.
I'm Kelsey Largoza, and I'm the producer of Tuskegee.
I'm Sharda, I'm the director and writer of Tuskegee. I got this story from a really good friend of mine, Tino Martinez, and we ended up co-writing it together, and it's a really important story for me, and I think all people of color, so yeah.
My name is Vivek Assemi, and I'm the director of My French Show Cat, the writer and the producer of Mall Walking Olympics. The inspiration came from a story. It actually happened to my father, but the original story is a lot more gruesome, so I tried to tone it down a bit, and yeah, and that's what you guys saw tonight.
Hey guys, my name is Alec. I was the director of Mall Walking Olympics, as well as the producer and DP of My French Show Cat. Inspiration. inspiration is working in a mall.
Hi, my name is Takayuki. I'm a producer of Matchstick Willie.
We'll take any questions you all might have. In back.
Beat up, yes.
What were the difficulties shooting with the goat? And
Well, we not only had a goat, but we also had a child, Conager. Hi, Conager. Goat and a child. We also did overnight shoots, which just that combination is not doable. Don't do that. But in the end, it came together. But you know, typical difficulties of working with a goat are the what? Pam? That's Pam. Shut up. Oh yeah, it ate it. It ate the prop. The picture that Conager was holding, it kept eating. It literally ate anything in its sight. But we had Whitney, who's in the audience. I don't know where she is, but Whitney was the goat wrangler, so we were really fortunate to have her on set and like kind of control the goat.
Yeah. Anyone else? You want the tortoise story?
I have a question for Alicia and Caitlin. How did you guys go about sourcing all of the art in your film?
Yeah, well, I normally do PD, so we were able to source a really amazing PD team led by Molly Much, and then we had also Kelsey Hamill and Shannon Wiedermeyer on it, and they sourced a lot of the art, and I went to my friend Katie Broyles to do, she's amazing, she also did the PD for Beavis film, to do the final piece of art, and then we just drew other pieces from friends. Anna Pala, our lead actress, actually did a lot of the art that's featured in the film, which is amazing. But also we had art from Sonia, and we had art from Henry and Chance, and so many other people, but it was really, Molly and Kelsey did a really great job. Oh, and Matt and Molly and Kelsey also all had art in the film, so just our team did a really great job sourcing the art, and we drew from mostly female artists. That was our goal. So.
What else? Yes.
This one's for Jackson. I would like to know how long it took you to get that fight scene just right.
It was first try, no rehearsals. No, it took a lot of time, and you can ask our actors. They were all very bruised for like weeks, went home for spring break, and their parents did not know what they were up to. But now they do, so.
All the way back.
Yeah, this question is for Caitlin. A while ago you said your inspiration was your experiences in this department. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yes, I can. Well, in my time at UT, I found that this is a very male-dominated program, and it's really hard for a lot of times for women to get roles on sets because there are a lot of great guys in the department, but a lot of times friends just want to work with friends, and it's really hard to break your way into that environment. And I don't know, because of that, I mean, women on sets personally, I've had to deal with a lot of, you know, belittling. I've personally dealt with sexual assault on sets, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of where the inspiration of the film came from. And so my main goal with this film was to, you know, there are so many little tiny microaggressions that happen every day to women on set, between people questioning whether or not you know how to do your job, or commenting on the amount of food you eat at lunch, like really crazy things. And so we wanted to make a film that really highlighted these issues because it's important. And yeah, and just, you know, the fact that in my experience, work together, we're able to overcome a lot of these issues.
Another question. Dr. Steckler. Sci-fi guys, how did you do the special effects?
I have been doing VFX. I've just been messing with computers and After Effects since high school. God bless my mom for letting me just shack up in the office for days at a time, trying to figure out how to do it. And then also just the wonderful help from the RTF department. Deepak Chetty and Ben Bays helped me a lot with consulting on stuff. But it was mostly just like the past few weeks have just been locking myself in my room and doing it.
Oh yeah, I would like to say thank you to the one and only Jack Roberts. He scored my film, David's film. Basically it started from when I was too stressed with pre-production, so I begged my sister to find music for me, and she did it. My sister was also the point double in my movie, so thank you. She danced on point. It was like, yeah, so we used Tchaikovsky on set, and then like about 2 days before shooting, like we realized that we couldn't use that music. So we decided we just were gonna roll with it, and then I found Jack, and he completely created, in my eyes, a whole different film that I've fallen in love with, so thank you, Jack.
What information did you find out through the research and development of your project?
Okay, that's a tough question. Not to dampen the mood, but I knew about this study for years since I was younger, and I realized that not a lot of people knew about this, and that was really disheartening because it was an underground study that the government did in the 30s for 40 years plus, hurting a lot of people, and over 100 black men died, and not including their family members and their children. And then Clinton basically, in my opinion, which was a personal way of telling the ending, I think, just gave a speech and kind of like tucked it under the rug, in my opinion. And I thought it was a really important story to tell, and all the horrors that happened to all these families. And Kelsey and I really wanted to spread that story in a different light.
Any other questions? Yes.
You gave them to me. Or actually, I stole them from you. Yeah, does that answer the question? Cool. That's Hannah Barker. She shot Alina, actually. Richard just asked how I cast the tortoises. And Richard gave, I wrote the script with 2 tortoises in it, and Katie and I were freaking out, and because I didn't want to pay for one because they lived for 30 years. However, Richard happened to know that a screenwriting professor in this department named Stuart Kelban owns 8 tortoises. And we asked him, actually I want Katie to tell the rest of the story.
Yeah, so I sent him an email. I was like, we're making a movie and it has some tortoises and I heard you have some, so can we use them? And he's like, yeah, come by my office, we'll talk about it. He was like, if something happens to these, I will make sure you do not graduate from this university. So a lot of pressure on me there. But no,
work with, they did not eat any of the props that we supported. They do have little claws, and I had to lug around a big bin of dirt for them everywhere, but yeah, they were great.
I'm not prepared to answer that question, simply because the students we get from the tower, we have, at the graduate level, and within the department, we control all admissions. And I think you can look and see over the years that we've had roughly 50-50 split between men and women in the graduate school. I'm sorry? I'm not sure what you're asking, I'm sorry. How many females? I don't have that information.
I can answer that question. This department is full of some phenomenal women, and I have seen women come together and work and support each other and love each other, and I have seen men come together and work and support us and love us. And sometimes it sucks to be a woman in this industry, but I love RTF, I love this department, I've seen so much growth in the past 4 years. I'd also like to take this time, speaking of women, to point out the hard work of the directors of photography on these sets. These movies would not happen if there was no one to shoot them. So I want to thank Hannah Barker, and if the DPUs could just stand up for a hot second so we can thank them. Thank you. Who helped us. If you worked on a thesis crew, please stand up so that we can thank you. Thank you.
I will add to that answer that you wanted in saying that I do control who gets into this class. And if you look at the makeup of this class, you can see that an effort is made. Any other questions? Again, thank you all very much for coming out and supporting these students.